Yes, Coach is luxury. Now, I'm not saying that everything they make is, but Coach does make luxury bags. And today we'll be looking at 10 of the Coach bags that are on par with luxury brands. This is part of my ongoing series about luxury quality bags that are not at luxury prices. They're much more affordable, so stay tuned. Hi YouTube, Autumn Beckman here. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. My channel is all about luxury living on a budget, from high-end luxury handbags and small goods to the everyday luxuries of life. If that sounds interesting to you, please make sure you subscribe, click the bell notification icon to be notified when I post new videos, and be sure to like the videos that you enjoy. And one of the perks of subscribing to my channel is you get to see my community posts on your YouTube homepage, where I post deals, discount codes, sales, and rare finds related to these beautiful things we love. Part of my job on this channel with luxury living on a budget that's primarily focused around handbags is to share with you items that are luxury quality but are not at the prices that we think of when we think of luxury brands, particularly when it comes to handbags. In making this video, I started by doing a list of several contemporary handbag brands and starting to list the luxury bags that they make, but the Coach list kept getting longer and longer, so it deserves its own video. I will do the rest of the brands in another video next week. And before we get started, let me say this. I know that there are a lot of people who are going to disagree that Coach makes anything that is on par with luxury brands because they don't think of Coach as a luxury brand. In our consumeristic world, with marketing and other factors, brands tend to fall in different hierarchies. And Coach, for most people, is not at the same level as brands like Louis Vuitton, Hermes, Chanel. However, if you can get yourself to look beyond those perceptions about the brand and just look at the bags themselves and look at the quality of them, I think a lot of you would agree with me that Coach and other contemporary brands do in fact make luxury bags. Now, a lot of people define luxury in very different ways, so for the purposes of this video, I am talking about the quality of the bags themselves, nothing else. The general rule with Coach is that their luxury line would be the 1941 line. Those are the ones that will be stamped somewhere on the bag saying genuine glove tanned leather. Here's an example of this, genuine glove tanned leather. Many of them will also have a special hang tag like this one that isn't just stamped with the Coach logo, but it has these metal pieces, this bracket on the end, and in this case, the horse and carriage in metal. However, besides the one tag I just showed you, none of the bags that I'm showing you today that I have in my collection have that leather and metal tag, so it's not always an indication. Those two things, that's a general rule, but it doesn't mean that everything that has those is luxury quality. It also doesn't mean that everything that's luxury quality from Coach has those things. By the way, every bag I'm talking about today will be linked in the description box below if you want to go check some out. I will also list the ones that I find on sale and pre-loved ones that I find. Now, let's start with the first bag from Coach that, again, generally speaking, I do believe is luxury quality. This is the most obvious one, the Coach Rogue. I don't have a Rogue, although I do have my eye on one, but the Rogue is known to be Coach's top of the line bag. The Rogue is a unique design. It's complicated to make. They use high quality leathers and good quality hardware. Let me make a personal note here on the quality of some of these contemporary versus luxury bags. Based on my experience, my opinion is that both the contemporary and the luxury bags very often are lacking in quality on the materials that they choose to use on the insides of their bags. So I have complaints about some of the materials that Coach uses inside the bags we'll talk about today, but I also have complaints about some of the materials that Louis Vuitton uses and Chanel uses and other brands. So I think in that respect they even out. The second line of Coach bags that I find to be luxury quality are their 2023 Shape bags. Now this one, the Rexy, is coated canvas, but they do have others that are leather, and I think these are fabulous. They're really interesting designs. This one in particular is unique. I'm sure many of you know about the Coach quilted heart bag, which was released in 2022 or 23, and it sold out pretty quickly. It's now back on the website, so I'll link that below. I've seen several people on YouTube compare that bag with the Chanel heart bag and say that the Coach quality is better. Now, I haven't seen the Chanel one in person, but I have seen the Coach heart, and it is pretty incredible. I would call that a luxury bag, as I would these shapes. They do still have some of the shapes on the website. Some are in something called regenerative leather, which I think is a composite leather that's better for the environment. Your values are going to determine whether that's luxury to you or not. For some people, helping the environment, it is, and for others, not so much. The third line of bags from Coach that I believe are luxury quality come from the Tabby line. Now let me say, I think most things that Coach makes, including most things in the Tabby line, are not luxury bags. We're talking about a select few here that are superior quality to other things that Coach makes. And I'll point out two bags from the Tabby line, one of which I have and one I don't. The one I don't have is the quilted tab. I had one when they first did the runway drop, but I didn't like some things about it. I'll link that video below if you're interested in seeing it. They just dropped that line again. Some of them are already sold out, some aren't. They come in several different sizes and several different colors, so I'll have what's still available linked below. There are a lot of things about those bags that not only look very similar to something like a Chanel classic flap, but they also use beautiful high quality leathers and other materials, and I would say they are comparable to bags from some luxury brands. Now, the other Coach Tabby that I do have that I definitely think is a luxury bag is the Coach Tabby Messenger line. This bag comes in 3 different sizes. This is the medium, there's a smaller one and a larger one, and particularly the burnished amber, in my opinion, because it's a vegetable tanned leather. And I don't think I've ever shown you guys this. The very first time I wore it, I did that, which is really upsetting, but it's basically like a vachetta. It's a very delicate leather that will scratch easily, just like many of the materials that the luxury brands use. I have a whole video on these bags where I talk about how I believe this was the best bag that Coach released in 2023. So if you'd like to know more about it, I will link that video below. Next is Coach's Beat line. This line is discontinued, but you can still find it on the pre-loved market. You can also find some refurbished versions on the Coach website that I will link below for you. I have 2 bags from the Beat line. One is this. This is the Beat 18, and this is the first Beat bags that was released. This is from the Coach Basquiat collection. Very high quality bags. Lots of details, lots of structure that's really wonderful. Just a really fabulous, high quality handbag. The other bag I have from the Beat line is their saddle bag. This is also a limited edition. This is from the Coach Blue collaboration. So they're both artist collabs. The Beat 18 was in leather. This one is a coated canvas, which Coach, like Louis Vuitton, does beautifully. And then it also has this leather trim, and notice that this piece and the trim here aren't just a flat piece of leather that's folded over like in the Neverfull. This has some structure to it, some extra detail, some thickness that makes it even more luxurious. Same on those little pieces. That thickness, the substance, is one of the things that to me differentiates a contemporary bag from a luxury bag, no matter the brand name, but just in terms of quality. The 6th bag is not one that I have in my collection because I'm not into backpacks, but it is one I've looked at in the store several times and have been very impressed with. It's the Ria Backpack. It looks a lot like the Louis Vuitton Montsouris, is that what it is? In terms of the style and shape, it has that flap and the drawstring. These bags are so beautiful in person. They are gorgeous quality. I have been tempted by them, but I have to keep reminding myself, I don't like backpacks. I would never wear it, but it's something that's beautiful. If it had just a top handle to carry and the straps were completely removable, and it does have a top handle, but if it was just that, or if it had a shoulder strap or something, I would seriously consider this. They are fabulous bags. Now, personally, I am not someone who believes that luxury has to be exclusive, and that if it's not, it can't be luxury. In fact, my mindset is more luxury for all. Like, it should be accessible to anyone who can afford it. But if you do believe in exclusivity for luxury, then you may be interested in the Coach Upcrafted lines. This is where they take Coach bags and they kind of reinvent them and make one-of-a-kind Coach handbags. They do this in a variety of ways. They may paint on them. They may take several different bags and put them together, like combine elements of them. They may take scrap leathers and create details to put on the bag that make it unique and different. If you're interested in that, what I would recommend is that you look for the bags that I have mentioned today. So the Rogues, the Beat line, they do currently have some of the Beat bags up there. The Shape bags, some of the Tabbies, because then you're getting not only a one-of-a-kind piece, but also a really superior quality piece. I would also encourage you, if you see something you like, to zoom in on the photos and look at the quality of the stitching or the painting if there's paint on it, and make sure that that's done well, because unfortunately they aren't always. And if you're thinking, well, that's not luxury to take a bag and paint on it, because a lot of people don't like painted bags. And I'm often one of them, believe it or not. I'm very particular about what I would like in a painted bag. But if you think, no, you can't paint a bag, that's not luxury, just keep in mind that Louis Vuitton does it. A lot of people seem to think that if a luxury brand does it, it's okay. So maybe you're one of those people. So I mentioned Coach upcycled, and earlier I mentioned some Coach restored bags. They also have Coach remade. This is where they take pieces of leather or deconstruct bags that have been returned and can't be restored, and they make something completely different. They make new products out of them. And some, not all of those, I would say are luxury pieces. And if you don't think that's luxury, keep in mind, Hermes does it. They have a whole range of products that they've made from scrap leathers. If you want one of the pinnacles of luxury handbags from Coach, you could do a Coach made to order. It doesn't get much more luxurious than being able to select everything yourself. Now, when I went on the website and looked at this the other day, it seems like they're only doing the Coach Tabby 26 for the made to orders currently. They used to do Rogues and lots of other bags, so I'm not sure if those are not available at all anymore, or if you can do those in store, but only the Tabby on the website. I'm not sure. But how fabulous that they offer that, and they offer it to anyone. It's not just something that you have to be invited to do like it is with luxury brands. And this may be thinking outside the box a little bit, but I would encourage you, if you're interested in luxury bags from Coach, to consider their vintage bags. You can only find these on the pre-loved market. This is the Coach Stewardess bag. It does have a shoulder strap, but if you have never had a vintage Coach bag in your hands, this is some of the most beautiful, buttery, exquisite leather. I highly, highly recommend it. I have several of these because they're so amazing. You can find them in excellent condition. Be prepared, you may need to pay up for them, just like with some of the other bags we've talked about today. But I would say worth it. And the interior is suede. It's just the other side of the leather, which for me is a personal favorite. We were talking about interior materials earlier. The other side of the leather, for me, nothing beats it. And one more thing worthy of mention, even though it's not a handbag, is that Coach makes luxury quality bag charms. These are the same, if not better quality to Louis Vuitton's canvas and leather bag charms, and they're so much less expensive. Oftentimes the Coach charms will be 2 layers like you see here, and I haven't seen any other contemporary brand do luggage charms this good. Now, not every charm they make is so amazing, but they do amazing ones, even at the Coach outlet. So those are the 10, and I think it may actually have been a little bit more than 10 bags from Coach that I consider luxury quality handbags. What bags would you add to this list? Let me know in the comments section below. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Hope to see you back here next time, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye.